Recently, he emerged as the national winner of the prestigious National Talent Search Presentation Competition conducted by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India for the year 2024-2025, after securing the runners-up position at both the Mumbai and Western India regional levels of the competition.
Please welcome Kunal Jayesh Kothari representing India.
Next, we have Rana Usama, a passionate professional from Pakistan, a land of hospitality. He is known for his dedication of student welfare. He serves as the General Secretary of the Chartered Accountants Students Association of Pakistan and works as a Senior Audit Associate at KPMG, Pakistan.
He is also elected as a Student Body President in January 2024. He has since demonstrated remarkable leadership by organizing numerous events focusing on student welfare and sports. His initiatives have actively engaged the student community.
Please welcome Rana Usama representing Pakistan.
Fahim Shahriar is currently completing his chartered articleship at Howlander Maria and Company Chartered Accountant, a prestige firm affiliated with Crescent Global, which is a network of 25,000 people in 160 independent accounting firms across more than 115 countries. He is in the final year of his articleship and he is at the final level of CA under the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Bangladesh.
He holds a Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Finance from North-South University. He has also received a Leadership and Colour Certificate from the Duke of York's Royal Military School in Dover, Kent, England.
Please welcome Fahim Shahriar representing Bangladesh.
Moderating this event, we have Ms. Sachi Vijay Singh. She is a dynamic finance professional, educator, and aspiring entrepreneur with over 6 years of experience across audit, taxation, and financial analysis. A former associate at EY, she currently serves as Assistant Manager, Financial Planning and Control at EFL, supporting the USA region within the logistic and supply chain industry.
Ms. Sachi brings her passion for education to life as a visiting lecturer at Human Resource Management Institute and DPU Education. She holds a Bachelor of Commerce in Business Technology from University of Kelaniya, and she is a past finalist of Chartered Accountancy of Sri Lanka.
Ms. Sachi has spoken at both national and international platforms, served as President of CA Sri Lanka Students Gavel Club and Vice President for Incoming Global Volunteer at ISAC in University of Kelaniya. Guided by her core values of true curiosity and empowerment, Sachi envisions a future where education is reimagined to serve purpose and potential.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together and welcome our moderator for this evening, Ms. Sachi Vijay Singh.
We now hand over the stage to our moderator and this exceptional student panel for Transform Mindset, Transcend Boundaries.
Thank you, Hamid, for that wonderful introduction. And after having a very interesting and energetic session before, now we are back at a technical session. So, first of all, we warmly welcome you for the student panel discussion, where we dive deep into one of the most powerful shifts of the world today, and that is Innovation 4.0. So, in today's discussion, we are hoping to have a regional conversation, because if you were there from the morning, we touched upon certain stages of industrial revolution, and we also spoke that how some of the Asian countries were not able to catch up in the first few industrial revolutions. And even though there are certain lessons that we can learn from our neighboring countries, as even if certain countries were not able to catch up, there were other countries who were able to cope up with them, to adapt fast. And because of that, this is a regional conversation that we are doing today to learn from them and to understand where we stand to leverage the opportunities. So with that, let me take the first question to our Pakistani panelist, Usama. So Usama, my question for you is, with your experience in your country, how do you see this innovation create new opportunities for the professionals like us?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much and good evening to all of you. For me, what I have observed during my experience, AI and digital transformation has created a vast amount of opportunities for new professionals or young professionals like us. For example, rising trend in freelancing and remote job, a person can globally access the market irrespective of their location and get the job. Or similarly, we can get clients with the help of digital platforms and AI. Secondly, AI has created a path for us which does not exist a decade ago. It also helps us to learn some new skills, and it also helps entrepreneurs to replace the traditional business skills and to replace the need of capital-intensive requirements. Further, it also helps entrepreneurs and also to the audit firms to know the need of their consumers, to the needs of their clients, and for business to the need of their consumers also. And at last, I must say, it also used to predict the future behavior or future trend with the help of AI. We can predict the future trend and future, analyze the situation, what is going to happen in next few days or might be the next moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kuna, for giving your experience about the AI in innovation. So now I want to take the perspective from India. So Kuna, we know that India is becoming a global hub for the technology. So I would like to know what kind of a support is India extending for tech-led entrepreneurs and what we can learn out of it as young professionals.
Thank you for the question, Sachi. So before giving you the answer, I would like to give you a background. So currently, India hosts approximately 31,000 tech-led startups. And out of the 115 unicorns that are present in India, 90 to 95 of them are tech-led. And after China and the US, now India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. So this growth itself underscores that India is now emerging as the technology and innovation hub. Now, beginning with the initiatives that India has taken over the past years, like for example, we can say the National Deep Tech Startup Policy, the Digital India Policy. India has also set up incubation centers across 3,000 cities in India, in various IITs and various NITs. Those are the National Institutes of Technologies. And also, after COVID in 2020, India had come up with a new initiative that is the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, whereby it is a Make in India 2.0 of UPI. Now, the same thing it is trying to do with the help of ONDC in the e-commerce space. So now what happens here is that now even if I ask my Indian core delegates, or even if you ask me, like how many e-commerce websites do you know about? Most of us would be able to answer only 10, 20 or maximum 40. That is also a big number, but still maximum 40. But there are 450,000 e-commerce websites that are currently operating in India. So, and the Indian e-commerce industry is approximately $147 billion. So why is that so? Because traditionally we have seen that big giants like Amazon, Flipkart have always dominated this industry. So this is the thing that the Indian government is trying to solve by launching ONDC. So what happens here is that a buyer can connect with any seller across the country to find his or her required product. So there is a platform, a buyer needs to log in into that platform, and there will be sellers from various websites. So what will happen here is the buyer will be able to see all the products from that particular product from all the websites. So it will give the visibility to each and every product, each and every website, which will boost the entrepreneurship. And in one of the discussions previously, I had seen that one of the guys from Nepal had pointed out regarding SMEs. This will also boost the SME sector, because if on a standalone basis we see, they won't be able to compete with giants like Amazon. But in such a platform, they will be able to compete with giants like Amazon. And what this does is, it will kill the monopoly that is happening in most of the South Asia nations. And all the South Asia nations can use this platform, because if we want to have a fair and a future whereby all the digital commerce can be done fairly, this is a great platform. Thank you, Sachi.
Thank you, Kunal. In my experience, that is something completely new to me, because I did not know about a platform like that. So I'm sure that was insightful to the audience as well. So with that, now let's get back to our profession. From the morning itself, there were multiple discussions, and we spoke about how the traditional accounting roles has been evolved. My question to Fahim is that, what is your perspective as a student? How do you see our role has evolved, and how should we level up to cater it?
Thank you. Thank you to CA Student Society as well for arranging a beautiful session like this. Actually, from the very morning today, we are hearing about the fourth industrial revolution and the ABCD, the artificial intelligence, the blockchain, cloud computing, and data analytics. The thing I want to mention is these things are real. These things are ongoing. It's not theoretical anymore. So only studying about the things are not quite enough. For example, in Bangladesh, most of the big companies and banks have already automated their processing of the softwares, the ERP systems they are using. There is no accounting professionals who are only using the Excel and thriving in their profession. There is a requirement to integrate their skills with the other ERP software as well, because the ERP softwares are coming along with the integration with the accounting software. So for that reason, the accountants and the financing professionals need to understand and realize and build up skills regarding those points. And if we come to the part of the audit, especially as an CA student, articleship student, we have to do audit in multiple clients. And for that reason, we also have to use various types of audit softwares as well. And for that reason, we also have to build up our skills, soft skills in this case. But in this case, and with all the insights from the very morning, I should add here that adding the human empathy with the intelligence portion of the machine learnings and the technology, the output can be maximized. Because only depending on the intelligence and machine learning and all the technological things, we accountants are not expert on that. But we can add our human empathy part and help in the decision-making process of the technological things that are going on, in my view. Thank you.
What a great answer. Because from the morning, we spoke about different types of skills that we must master, and most of them, those skills were technical skills. But here, Fahim brought a new perspective, and he wanted us to be more empathetic souls, more empathetic human beings. Because we also learned that the next industrial revolution, the stage is 5.0, where we have to collaborate with the technology, where we can be better humans by being more empathetic. So it's a brilliant point that you brought, Fahim. And now let's move to Nepal. So we spoke about entrepreneurship, where if there are anybody who's in the audience interested in entrepreneurship, that would be a great question for them. For your question would be, if you are moving towards freelancing, Because if there are professionals who would want to make them as good freelancers, to brand themselves as freelancers, so when it comes to Nepal, it's one of the top countries in South Asia that has been pivoted from freelancing. So my question to you is, what was Nepal's approach to take off in freelancing, and what is our learning from that?
Thank you so much, Sachi, for the question. Freelancing has evolved from a buzzword to a major topic in Nepal right now. Freelancing, which was once considered an unconventional and uncomfortable platform, has evolved predominantly. If I give you the facts, about 77% of Nepal ranks 26th in the world in the case of self-employment, and about 70% of the such self-employed are from the IT field. Also, to add up to the data, the gig economy contributes to about 7% of the gross domestic product of Nepal. So it is quite, it can be easily reckoned, and it is crystal clear that entrepreneurship and freelancing is prevalent in Nepal. So the basic factors, and which is quite clear in Nepal behind such a high and skyrocketing rate of freelancing, is we Nepalese are quite eminent for the flexible and resilient as well as hardworking working skill. Moreover, there are young entrepreneurs who are technically savvy as well as very sophisticated. And also, to add up to this, the variation in exchange rate, the exchange rate from dollars when converted to Nepalese currency is quite high. So Nepalese work for comparatively very small amount of money as well, and this is also contributing to the high number of freelancing. Also, the Nepalese market is quite saturated. To sum up, the entire world is saturated, but moreover, the Nepalese market is quite saturated. It is not able to absorb the high growing number of graduates, so the youths of Nepal have to approach to the foreign jobs to work up to them, and the freelancers are doing it quite well, earning in foreign currency in the homeland itself. So I would also like to shed light to what we can learn from the freelancing ecosystem of Nepal. We need to learn that we have to start small. As it was mentioned in my introduction as well, I have always believed in humble beginnings. We need to start small so that we can build up credibility and move up. And we should always have power in our dreams, in our abilities. The Nepalese freelancers are quite resilient, and they are quite famous for how they cope up despite the various even lack of infrastructures. The internet penetration is also feeble in the country, and moreover, Nepal has always been very rich in principles but bankrupt when it comes to practice, sadly. So we as youths, we need to cope with it, and instead of fretting over the backwardness of Nepal, we can overcome the backwardness, focus on what's our strength, and thus help in uplifting the country's economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadishka. So the things to learn from Nepal is start small, be humble, start with humble beginnings, and at the same time, be true to your principles. So if I come back to Fahim, what would you say if there's anybody who's there to build their career as a freelancer? How would you give them insights to kickstart their career?
Okay, I'll just add something with my previous panel speakers. That is, for the Western markets, like the Europes and the North American parts, to have a cost-effective, skilled manpower, South Asia is the best choice. And for that reason, the people who are in our places have the great opportunity to make their career in the freelancing path. Especially in our case, as a CA students, I will be telling you in the Bangladeshi perspective. For example, we, the articleship students, when we are doing the articleship, our allowances is very less in compared to other peers who are doing jobs not doing CA, just doing normal jobs and getting high-paid salaries. So in this case, I know many of my friends that who are doing articleship. In the same time, they are going to the home in the evening, and by utilizing their skills that they have learned, they are doing freelancing things, like keeping accounting things and doing taxation and all like this. So for that reason, it is not only the purpose of earning money, but also it's developing the skills of own self. And in this case, various softwares that you all know, that the QuickBooks, Xero, Zoho, all are the ERP softwares and accounting softwares are there. The knowledge of those softwares can help a very high level to build the career in freelancing. In addition to that, I think that there should be a vast level of knowledge regarding the local regulations of tax and other company laws to make this freelancing career in the for the clients actually. In our Bangladesh, the government has projected one program called Learning and Earning Development Program, which is called LEDP. And with that, the government is providing incentives for the unemployed people as well as the peoples of various skill sectors and giving them scopes and trainings regarding the freelancing aspects, like teaching them various softwares at free of cost and helping them to have clients. And with that, people are launching their own companies and recruiting others and creating employments, which is a great thing to appreciate. And for that reason, I should say that freelancing is not only a side thing to do right now. It can be a great career opportunity. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Fahim, because few years ago, if we speak of freelancing, most of the platforms catered to opportunities like marketing, designing, and so and so. But now the world is changing, and there are many opportunities in accounting as well. So that is a place that you could tap as well, just like he told. Maybe you can start part-time and gradually improve, build upon it. So now that we have covered on entrepreneurship and freelancing, now let's move to one of the most relatable topic, that is remote working. So I'm sure most of you, some of you at least, might be working for remote opportunities. I myself is also working remotely. So now I would like to get our panelists' view on how are we able to, or how can we manage the challenges that we come across at this new virtual reality, which is remote working. So my question is to you, Sadishka. My question is, most often when we work at these remote working backgrounds, there is a high chance that our personal and professional lives could be blurred. So what is your suggestion? Because this is our new reality and we can't escape this. So how can we manage this?
Thank you for the question. Firstly, to build up the background, the remote work has quietly scaled up in all over the world. However, when it comes to audit in Nepal, the audit has not yet been remotized in Nepal. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nepal still requires 3 years of articleship, which needs to be physical. Moreover, the regulatory bodies also has not issued any guidelines for remote audit. However, if I think of how we can adapt and cope with the challenges of remote audit, first would be we need to learn to prioritize. We need to learn to schedule the things, make a chronological order of what's important. That would be a very neat list of things to do. Moreover, as the technology has paced up, we have come up with a lot of commodities like technical commodities, like there are Google Calendars, Calendly, and apps like Slack, which help in asynchronous conversations, so we can effectively use that. Moreover, we also, as one of the reverend previous speaker, Mr. Vanukar said, there are two ways to earn money. It is either with the people we like or we don't. So it is quite a privilege and distinct opportunity to do it with the people we like. So if we choose remote work with the clients and professionals that we like, so it won't be that much of a tedious work. And even adding up to this, how we can uplift and scale the remote work is we can learn from various foreign foreign trends. As per my research, and if I give you the stat, there are cases of drones being used for physical inspection in countries like UK and USA, which is quite a dream for Nepal right now. So if we look up to them and look forward to using such advanced technology, then the remote work can suddenly be much more easier, convenient, and practical. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadishka. So one of the points that I loved from what you mentioned was, which was also repeated by one of the previous speakers, where they told, if you have the choice to choose whom with you like to work, whether you like to spend time with those people, then you wouldn't feel like you are stressed out, or maybe you are working with so much effort. So that is one of the ways that we could tackle, or we could face working remotely, or any other challenge as of such. So my next question is about Sri Lanka, so which is our Sri Lankan panelist. So now that we got different perspectives from the South Asian neighboring countries, I would like to know your perspective on Sri Lanka. If we speak about the digital transformation in Sri Lanka, what do you think about the current context? Like, where are we heading to? And are we at a reasonable place? And also, if we want to compete globally, where do we lack?
So, thanks, Sachi. So digitalization in Sri Lanka is like 3% of our GDP of Sri Lanka. So it's like, if it's $100 GDP, it's like $3 million digitalization economy in Sri Lanka. So currently, Sri Lankan government has backed this activity by, if you know, like we have 3 main manifestos put forward by our government, basically Clean Sri Lanka and Zero Poverty, and mainly digital transformation in Sri Lanka. So our keynote speaker mentioned before, to back this digital transformation, we need to have infrastructure facilities. So we specifically mentioned we need to upgrade our 4G facility system in Sri Lanka to 5G. And most importantly, the main thing is our infrastructure system and also our policy system. And also in our context, the education. So subjects like AI, machine learning, and large language models are like not in with our context of chartered accountants. It's like a separate stream. So in my point of view, in order to tackle this fourth industrial revolution, at first we need to upgrade our education systems. So if it's for example, if it's a degree program, if you enter into a university, it will take 4 years to come out it. So as our keynote speaker mentioned, it's like a lot of time in our context. So if you want to get the advantage of the fourth industrial revolution, we need to solve these 3 main issues in order to go forward. Thanks.
Thank you, Inosh, for bringing up that insight about Sri Lanka. So going back to our profession again, so we previously touched base on that. And now my question is, Kunal, not for Kunal, this is for Usama. So how can we use, as future CFOs or future chartered accountants, how can we use the digital transformation in our businesses?
I think it's a great opportunity for future CAs to lead this digital transformation. Being a chartered accountant, I must say, if I am going to be the CFO, I will work with all the departments and collaborate with each department, like IT, sales, marketing department. Then I will identify the problem at macro level. And so when I will find the solution for that problem, I will implement to the whole across the business, not to the particular department or not to the particular situation. Secondly, I think we must need to advocate the need of automation for repetitive nature work, kind of payrolls and as expense tracing. It's maybe a very basic thing for you guys, but I have seen many small enterprises who are still not implementing these kind of models or this kind of work. And I also urge to advocate the you may say the need of the compound cloud softwares like cloud accounting softwares like QuickBooks, SAPs, which are not quite familiar in the organizations in Pakistan. I don't know what is the situation here in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, but we are familiar to the change. Now time has come, we need to accept or adopt the change, that we need that change to